What's up, Juventine? Alberto here. This is the AJC, your one-stop shop for everything Juventus. If you love Juve, then please do me a favor and smash that subscribe button, all right? I got your May 9th Juve News Edition, all right? And we're going to take a look at the midfield rundown. It is all the news around the midfield, current players and targets around Juventus. Some teams saying we are standing firm, not budging, but Juventus does the same with one of their targets as well. And then we've got news on a Serie A rift where top sides are voting no confidence, all right? All that, much more. So without further ado, let's get into it. And we're going to kick things off with that Serie A rift. Juventus, Inter, Milan, and Roma have all voted no confidence in Serie A president Lorenzo Cassini. Just one of the details coming out of it is this change for scheduling and going back to an 18-team format in the league. Apparently, there's unwillingness to act on some of the reforms that the clubs would like to see, and now these four sides have voted no confidence. It'll yet to be determined if more clubs join them, but right now it's Juventus, Inter, Milan, and Roma that have voted no confidence with a written letter against Lorenzo Cassini. We will follow that one, of course, and see what develops. In terms of the midfield, all the news today around the midfield, current players at Juventus and targets, all right? As far as Miretti and Caviglia go, they are being listed as a certainty to be leaving Juventus this summer. As far as Miretti goes, he is expected to land at Monza. Now, you have to ask the question if Koopmeiners is in fact going to be one of the main targets for Juventus, with Miretti heading over to Monza. Koopmeiners has been linked with Juventus throughout this entire season. He had a strong first half of the season, fizzled out in the second half, but he's still a very promising midfielder, and I would have little doubts that he would contribute more than what Miretti was able to this season, all right? So we will see, but Miretti expected to land at Monza, and Caviglia also expected to say goodbye to Juventus. It could also be loans. Nobody is saying that is for sure going to be a final goodbye and sale, but maybe loans. We will have to see. As far as Samardzic goes, the rumors have gone very quiet since the winter mercato when they were hot about Juve trying to bring him in for the second half of the season, but obviously with Udinese in a relegation battle, that just didn't pan out. But Mirko Di Natale states he is still very high on the target list for Juventus. In terms of the rumors we were hearing about him potentially becoming free with Udinese getting relegated, Mirko Di Natale can find no confirmations on that. And I always said when we heard that, I have never seen a contract clause like that for any player. I wouldn't expect it for Samardzic, but he is still high on our list. Fagioli, he will be done with his suspension in 11 days and back available for selection, all right? Should he get some minutes? I would expect that as this kind of nice bookend to just putting everything that's happened in the past and getting him on the pitch relaxed in hopefully Champions League qualification sealed, and just to see him back out there again. In terms of Fagioli, though, there is a big question that we have to ask, all right? And he talked about it in his interview, stating that Juventus was just so furious with what went down. He was even taken aback at the support and the amount of support and backing he got from the club. I always said, a different time, a different Juventus, Fagioli would not be so fortunate. It seems that he has understand that. But when you have a player that is waiting for this true breakout and now going through this, you have to ask the question, is there added weight? Is there added pressure for Fagioli to make good with Juventus backing him and whatnot? I think there is, all right? But I have faith that he is going to make good. And I also think if we are in fact seeing a coaching change, that how he is used would be critical in maximizing his output. And I think he will make good. But what do you think? Is there going to be added weight, added pressure now in Fagioli? Hit me in the comment section, all right? Locatelli, he is listed as the only certainty in the midfield going into next season. But the reports do suggest that obviously there is this underwhelming feeling around his performances this season, and that is potentially why Juve's looking to make a change into a two-man pivot or whatnot, but these decisions are made by management. That is made by your coach. However, if Thiago Motta is in fact the man coming in, he does deploy a 4-2-3-1, which would and should help Locatelli, in my opinion, all right? Koopmeiners, still one of the main targets around Juventus, but it is being reported that Atalanta will not budge whatsoever. They said they are standing firm at 60 million euros. The question has has to be asked, are we better off to look elsewhere? There are going to potentially be some very experienced veterans available on free agency, which could make us maneuver around the rest of the squad a little bit easier than dumping 60 mil into Koopmeiners. But let's see. Atalanta standing firm, though. Juventus, we're also standing firm with Nicolo Rovella, who apparently is falling out of the Lazio project. 17 million euro obligation there that Lazio wants out of, and apparently Juventus is saying, ain't happening. Now, there are some fans saying, should we be bringing him back? I think the time has passed, all right? His value has shot down. I still think he's got all the tools to be a solid midfielder, okay? He's only 22 years old. Of course he can make things right. He's got all the tools. However, for Juventus, right now, we can't afford to take that chance. We have to hit and we have to significantly boost the midfield. I think this past season, when I was shouting for him to stay and be this alternative to Locatelli, would have been the perfect season to do so. And I actually think he would have been used, and I think he would have actually maintained his value a little bit better than what has happened at Lazio. But right now, no. Stand firm. Deal is a deal. Make Lazio pay up. So Lotito, pay up. There's your answer on backing out of the deal, okay? The time has passed. Rovella, I say it's done. Do you agree, disagree? Hit me in the comments, all right? Now, as far as the defenders go, Calafiori, again, another team standing firm. Bologna standing firm at 25 million euros. There's interest from Bayer Leverkusen, all right? And with them standing firm, Juve's going to have to act very, very swiftly and smart in trying to get this deal done. Will counterparts be used? Time will tell, but they are standing firm. Everybody's standing firm on their prices. Bremer, are we going to stand firm? 50 million euros could be the offer coming in, but it's not just Manchester United interested. Now we're hearing that Atletico Madrid is also interested in the defender, all right? Now, 50 million, 60 million even. Why would we sell 20 or 10 million less than the release clause that's going to kick in next season? If you're going to be leaving this summer and a team wants him that bad, they better pay more. And if not, you move into next season because he's going to be tough to replace, especially on such short notice. So for me, no deal. And I say we stand firm and wait it out until that next release clause unless you get more this summer, which I also can't see happening. But let's see. Last, certainly not least, fitness report going into the weekend. Yildiz, limited in training, still feeling some of the after effects from gastroenteritis, but he should make that squad list, all right? Sandro, it is unlikely he will be making that squad list for the game against Salernitana. Both of those reports come to us from Romeo Agresti, all right? And of course, we know that this weekend's game could be the Champions League clincher. We just need to get the job done, get 3 points, but expect some serious rotation as we will have the Coppa Italia final against Atalanta immediately after, all right? So that's your news break to today. You guys know the drill. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, share the content, but the best part of it all, let's mix it up in the comments, all right? Until tomorrow, as always, fino alla fine, forza Juventus. Ciao tutti.